Some will say we have to make trade-offs and sacrifice our air quality for lower gas prices. But with this project, we would be sacrificing our air quality for higher gas prices. And you don't have to take my word for it. That is what TransCanada told the Canadian government in its official permit application.
TransCanada testified that the Keystone pipeline will drive up the price of crude for many Midwestern states, including Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Michigan, Minnesota, Missouri, Nebraska, the Dakotas, Ohio, Oklahoma, Tennessee, and Wisconsin. You can't guarantee or assure my constituents that if this pipeline is approved, that the cost of their gasoline will not increase.
I think I wish I could, but gasoline and crude oil, I mean, they're heavily traded commodities. I think an important point to remember is that the price of gasoline and indeed crude oil does not just depend on the supply-demand. It also depends on the future expectation of supply and demand.
The question about the extra costs for the pipeline, Mr. Simons, we've already had unanimous consent to put in Philip Berlinger's editorial from the Star Tribune, and he makes a case that we're going to be spending $5 billion extra as a duty to Canadian oil companies for this project, if this project goes through. Explain that to us, because we hear such contradictory statements to the contrary.
This is all about taking the oil that's coming into the Midwest and moving it down to the Gulf Coast, where they have access to China and other markets. And once they have that access, they can charge a higher price to anyone for all their oil. The theory that's being offered, I guess, is oil prices will go up, but gas prices won't. I don't know if you believe that, but I don't think I would be able to bank on that theory. What's really happening is, as the CEO of Valero said recently, America is becoming the middleman in the global oil business. We're importing lots of crude, we're refining it, and we're exporting more and more gasoline and refined diesel products around the world. We're actually significantly increasing our exports from the Gulf Coast. That's what they want to do. Gas prices will go up in 15 states, according to TransCanada's own analysis.
I have here an AP article dated January 25th, where TransCanada Corporation, the sponsor of the Keystone Pipeline, stated that it expected oil prices in the Midwest to rise.
There is an ongoing process at the State Department for evaluating the pros and cons of the pipeline. The administration has not come down one way or the other, so it's interesting that they're being criticized even if they haven't done anything. That process should be allowed to proceed, but that is not what the legislation we are considering does. It takes the extraordinary step of interfering in the ongoing State Department review, and it pressures the State Department to approve the project on an expedited time frame. Congress should not be playing this role. The State Department should evaluate the proposal on its merits, not be ramroded by Congress into approving a boondoggle for the oil industry.